For more on the school shooting incident, we're joined by Asiaone correspondent Mike Firn, live from outside the school. Mike, what has the official reaction been there?
Minister Anutin Chanvirakul was here this afternoon. He said he was shocked and saddened by the shooting. He couldn't believe that such an incident could happen here in Thailand. He said this was the reason why he'd restricted gun licensing here in Thailand, and he said he wanted to go even further and make it harder for people to get hold of guns. It is quite difficult to get hold of a gun, but you can get them on the black market quite easily, and also get hold of modified guns. Now, the gun in question, the student took that from his grandparent before shooting both his grandparents dead at the home and then coming to the school around 9:30 this morning for the shooting. We also heard from the Education Minister today, and he said he wanted to see all schools increasing security up and down the country, and not to the extent of US schools where they have x-rays and metal detectors, but certainly cracking down on security at the schools. We also heard from the schools saying that there will be no lessons. The school will be closed for the next 5 days.
And Mike, do we have any idea of a motive at this stage?
Well, they did find a mobile phone, which they thought was the shooter's phone. They also went to his home and looked into his computer. They found that he'd been looking at violent videos, playing violent video games, and also he'd been researching. He'd been looking into incidents of US school shootings and also looking into how to use a handgun. Now, he didn't live with his parents, he lived with his grandparents. His parents are separated, but local media did speak to them, and they said he was a quiet boy. He stayed at home most of the time playing video games. They didn't know of any why he would have carried out such an awful shooting.
Thailand has the largest number of guns in civilian possession in Southeast Asia and has had several serious shootings in recent years. Is this likely to change public opinion on gun ownership?
Well, there is growing concern, obviously, because of those shootings that you mentioned. Several years back, there was a terrible incident at a nursery school here in Thailand where dozens of nursery school students were shot dead. And in February this year in southern Thailand, a lone gunman, a pupil at a school, went into the school and he killed the school's principal. As I said, while it is hard to get hold of guns here, you can get hold of modified guns. There was an incident a couple of years back where a student in Bangkok went into a shopping mall with a modified blank gun and killed several people before being captured by police.
That was Mike Firn, live from the outskirts of Bangkok, updating us there.